So we're in Hawley now. It's a little town near Gatwick Airport where most of the people that work at Gatwick actually live. One of the firms here, F. Smith & Co, has been here since the turn of the century almost. Let's find out what they do with copy printers. All right, Chris Copper, do you have to love these machines to be able to sell them well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if you talk to the traditional, if you like, photocopier guys, they're passionate about their products. I think you have to be passionate. I don't think if you're not fully behind it, you're not going to supply them, basically. So to answer your question, yes, you have to be specialised to sell them. I think you're always going to lean to the product that you actually know best, and in my case, it's copy printers, duplicating machines.
But surely when you're in there and you can see an application that needs, they need a duplicator here, they can also do the copier, what happens then?
Well, I think that happens every time. The duplicator is never ever going to replace a photocopier. They work very well alongside each other. So every time I go in with it, I tend to actually take a colleague with me, to be totally honest, because like I say, if we're purely talking just about duplicating machines and they already have a photocopy, then fine. But if they're actually looking for a solution, you know, us to come up with an idea of how they're going to save money, then we actually work very well together. You know, again, you're always going to have the photocopy to do the odd copying, always. But when it comes to multiple copying, then in my opinion, everybody should be using a copy printer.
We like to specialise in everything that we supply, and to be an expert, you've got to know what you're talking about. And know the machines inside out and backwards, know the marketplace, know what's required. So we formed a separate copy printer division so that it would enable us to offer a total solution to our customers. I think there's a great future for copy printers because you can sell a good story to the customer. Very often they're not aware of the equipment, so we can tell them, we can look at their application and say, look, have you thought about using this type of equipment, which will enable you to do long runs, vastly reduce costs, and you know, a lot of customers obviously want to keep their costs down as far as they can.
So Peter, why have we chosen this particular moment to launch Preport onto the market?
Yeah, we think that it's a perfect timing right now to launch Preport. It fits our TDV strategy in total, especially together with the other Ricoh high volume product, copy printers. And then we can really fulfill the production customer needs and demands.
And the Preport, tell me a little how you see it. Where does it fit into the marketplace?
First of all, we have a customer already out there that use, for example, Risograph. But especially with combination with our copy printers, we can use Preport to find out the right best production for the customer. So we help them to make better business. Yeah. And it's good business for us as well.
Of course, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's why they come to you, because they know that you're going to do them a deal which is going to make them money at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly, and we will take care of them. And that's also important, especially you mentioned service and support, that they know they can have a good production all the time.
Yes.
Almost all the time.
So after sales is very important too.
Yeah, of course, in total after sales is very important. It's an important issue for Preport and in total with the TDV concept. And for Preport, after sales business is very nice for us.
Yeah. Where did you first learn about Preport?
We have seen Preport for some years, but before it was not actually the perfect timing to launch. We were more focused on the copy printers, fax machines, but now we can see, especially for production, with more high volume concept, then it's good timing to launch.
We've been around a lot of the sales companies and speaking to people about, you know, the need for specialists in order to, you know, help promote this product out actually in the field. And we've been lucky, and I do say that, lucky to to secure the services of one Mr. Stephen Hastings.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Who's here with us.
Welcome to our team. Thank you.
Who's here with us today? Yeah. Steve, just tell us a little bit about sort of your backgrounds and.
Okay. Background: I worked for a reso dealer over in Essex in the UK for approximately 6 years before moving to Reso UK, as initially to run the sales and product training department for the direct and dealer channels in the UK. Equally got very involved with the export channel, so spent time around Scandinavia and Africa and what have you as well, before moving on to head up the direct sales team in the south, selling a competitor's product directly to the end user and running a team of people to do that. So overall, been involved in the duplicator marketplace for a comfortable 10 years. So been around long enough, I think, to be able to bring some expertise over to the commercial dealers in the UK, for Ricoh.
Do you think that level of expertise is something that is needed in order to provide the pull-through when you look at strategies coming out of head offices and places like that?
I think if you've got a company like Ricoh where there's a number of products, lots of focus on obviously the thing which is sold the most, which is the copies, it's very easy for the products which wouldn't be seen as core to get slightly pushed to one side. So if there isn't one person or a number of people there who is the specialist, the expert in that field, questions it takes too long for questions to be answered. People don't get the information as quickly as they would like, and a strong message gets slightly weaker the longer it takes to go out to the marketplace. So by having one person to take responsibility for the whole package, I think can only be a strength.
We have to get into the CLDPF market, which is a high volume printing areas, and where the Ricoh has never stepped in. So that in order to get there, we need a special language or extra work. So that time we need a person like you who knows very well about this kind of industry.
Sure.
And once we get in, we can get the more printing volume to mean the business unit organization to be much more profitable.
Right, it's following Ricoh's overall TDV strategy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But that's a really TDV strategy from our side, the Ricoh side.
In mind that a printer would be more expensive than a fax machine and more expensive than a photocopier, and what we would try to do is with the church find out where their cost is being spent, try and move any sort of volumes onto the photocopier, because a photocopier is considerably cheaper to run than a printer, than a fax machine or a scanner, etc. So it really is primarily a case of finding out what the needs are, what the costs are, and then trying to work out a solution based around a photocopier rather than a printer, a fax machine, etc. Neil, how big is the church market for a company like yours?
It's a very large, it's a phenomenal market, certainly. As I said, all denominations. For us, as I said, the churches are producing newsletters, parish magazines, so the equipment that we sell just helps and enhances and certainly makes their life a lot easier for producing that type of document. So yes.
And what are we talking about here? We're talking about copiers and we're talking about printers.
That's right. Yes. Basically, what we've got here, we've got digital photocopiers, which you can, as we see, we've got linked up to the PC, so you can actually print straight to your digital copier.
And what a lot of manufacturers are doing is trying to convince people to move from printers that generally cost more to run over to a photocopier with a print device. The products that we sell are manufactured as printers as well as photocopiers, and the benefit of that is that you don't buy an expensive plastic cartridge which holds a few thousand pages worth of toner. You buy a photocopier that has 50-60,000 copies worth, and your average photocopier would cost 0.5, 0.6 pence per page to run, whereas your average printer, even some of the big names, would cost 3, 4, even 5 pence per page.
If you can use just a photocopier, then certainly you can use one of these pieces of equipment here. Very easy to use. Don't need any specialist training whatsoever. Maybe just a little bit of training just to get to know the machine, but it's just as easy to use as a photocopier.
And do you have to be a Christian to deal with Christian organisations? Not at all. Not at all. It's it's a free world. It's all about business. The church is a very good business. They do think business-like. They want the best deal for themselves. And no, it's not. It is a broad church, if that's the right term to use.
and it's what's best for that business. And we like to think with the actual products we sell and the service we give, that's what will attract the church business to a sort of diamond business.
Every church should be using modern photo copying technology, printing technology. It's economic. Companies like Ricoh and Unigraph are here to supply at reasonable cost their product. Churches will not be ripped off by Christian suppliers such as Unigraph and Ricoh.